Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're gonna be speaking about Terence Bud Crawford winning Fighter of the Year over with the Boxing Writers Association. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. We're gonna talk about Gary Antuanne Russell believing that Shakur Stevenson will not fight him, along with David Benavidez hit list, the 3 fights that he's looking to have next. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into all of that, y'all could please hit the like button on the way in. That'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,300 mark, looking to hit that 3,400 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Shout out to the 5 people that's in the building, man. Y'all go ahead and hit the likes. Let's get the algorithm on the up so the people know that Mazuma TV is live. Shout out to everybody. What's going on? My boy Lorenzo and the motherfucking Benzo showing love from all the way out Tokyo. What up, brother? How we feeling? How we feeling? Chris Maldonado, my high school brother. What up? What up? Coffee Plant. What up? He said you bodied that setup, bro. Yo, shout out to my homie Jorge Melendez, man. That's his studio. Not too far away from the crib. You feel what I'm saying? I had gotten invited a few times over there, but he wanted to show me something, so I came through on my pop. And man, hell of a fucking setup, man. So in the future, um, look look for it, man. Look for the lives that in the podcast that we're gonna be doing. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Love the setup, and we actually looking to do something like that in our facility at Pivot Boxing Academy. You feel what I'm saying? But for the very moment, what I mean, while I have my day offs in between work and stuff like that, I'm looking to do, live interviews there, podcasts, all of that good stuff, man. I might even segue out of boxing and do podcasts that's more associated with like uh more general things. You know what I mean? Life, music, sport, other sports, um, relationship situations, stuff like that. I'm really, really brainstorming and trying to get things together with that. Bad Boom Balloon, what up? Ain't see you in a minute, brother. How you feeling? What up? What up? He said you seen Aiden Ross stream with Butter Shakur. Ross out here making us UFC fans look bad. Um, yeah, I seen like certain segments. You know what I'm saying? Only seen like certain segments. Didn't watch the whole thing. I'm not really a big Aiden Ross fan. I'm not really a big fan of a lot of streamers in general. I think like the most I've ever watched was like a little bit of I Show Speed and like a little bit of Kai Sanat. But besides that, I don't really watch any of these dudes. You know what I mean? They're not for me. J Cash, what up? What's going on? What's going on? You heard J Cash. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share the live. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reform World, what up? He said no boxing, G. What you talking about? Like the podcast and stuff like that? Bro, I'm never I'm gonna reassure y'all something right now. I would never walk away from boxing. Never. I would never be one of those that talk boxing, and then once they get a little bit of clout, they want to transition to other things. That's culture vulture shit. I can reassure you guys, I'd never sell out. I never do no shit like that. But there is other things that I like to talk about besides boxing. You feel what I'm saying? So boxing will always be the priority. But if I could segue and do another channel just talking about things that, other audiences would care about, then why not? You know what I mean? There'd be a lot on my mind outside of boxing, so why not speak on it? Podcasts could be very therapeutic. These lives are very therapeutic, to be honest with you. So why not? But boxing will always be the priority. Let's get that clear off rip. But I am bigger than boxing, y'all, and y'all should be too. Let me see. Hey, yo. Wait, you go look at the live, go look at the comments somebody just put, and then look at the profile picture. Go look at the profile picture. These niggas is crazy. I got trolls in real life. These niggas love me, bro. These niggas really love me. I don't know how else to put it. Like, that looks like me. I don't know what I'm doing, but my eyes don't really look that good. It's something going on. I don't know. He caught me in a real bad moment. Bad Boom Balloon said, bro said John Jones would dominate boxing. He clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. The man literally said that he never had a fight in his life. You know what I'm saying? He say he never been in a fight in his whole life. Like if that's the case, why would you ever trust this man's opinion with anything that has to do with fighting if he's never thrown a punch? Not even talking about boxing, not even talking about MMA. I'm talking about in general. This man has never balled his fist up and threw it at somebody's face before. That type of person should never have an opinion on any type of fucking combat sport or even a contact sport. He's a fucking weenie. So why would we care about his opinion about John Jones dominating boxing? Like John Jones, not his whole thing isn't even boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make a case that some guys in the UFC would be okay at boxing, like Taporia, Max Holloway, um, Anderson Silva, especially in his prime, GSP, guys who had like solid stand-up game. It's like, all right. But John Jones ain't really like this like bona fide outboxer in the octagon. He's really a wrestler. I mean, he's well-rounded, but his specialty definitely is in the hands. I can tell you that right now. I think he came from like Greco-Roman wrestling or something like that. So yeah. He said deleted his comment. Yeah, yo, they be hating, bro. Should be crazy. That picture looked absolutely insane, though. I wonder what the fuck I was doing. I had to be tired than a motherfucker. My eyes look crazy. You got the picture? Yeah, that shit look crazy. I can't see it. I can't see it from close, but my boy J Cash said, if you had a second channel that talked about multiple topics aside from boxing, we'll be fine. Absolutely. That's the goal. That's the goal. But we getting this boxing shit popping first for sure. He said, I love to come on there and chop it up with you for content as well. You're more than welcome to, brother. You part of the nation. You feel me? So why not? But anyways, let's get into these topics, man, because there's some interesting things that have been going on in boxing. It is a little bit slow. You know what I mean? We pretty much waiting for some fights to get made and things of that nature. But we're gonna speak about things that just touch the the boxing surface. So we're gonna go ahead and speak about it. So shout out the boxing scene for putting together this article, because I think if they would have never put this out, I probably would have never have known, because I didn't see it on social media or anything like that. But according to boxing scene, Terence Crawford was selected for the BWAA 2025 Fighter of the Year. You see what I'm saying? So let's go on with the article. I don't know who wrote it, but it says boxing scene staff. Okay. Terence Crawford, who moved up 2 weight classes to defeat then undisputed super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez in last September's mega fight, was named the Boxing Writers Association of America 2025 Fighter of the Year. The voting marked the second time Crawford has won, the Fighter of the Year award, with more than a decade having passed since he was named 2014 Fighter of the Year. The other 2025 fighter nominees in the male category were Dimitri Bivol, Nayua Inoue, Jesse Ben Rodriguez, and Rene Santiago. By the way, for those of y'all who don't know who Rene Santiago is, he is in the smaller divisions. He might be at 105, from what I understand, from Puerto Rico, and I think he unified in like back-to-back fights. You see what I'm saying? So that's for people that don't know, but most likely he was up against some heavy contenders in that award. So shout out to Rene Santiago. He started off pretty shaky in his career. Like he went like, he lost like 4 fights and was able to come back and win world titles back to back. So salute to him. That's for sure. But anyways, that's who Terence Crawford was up against during the awards, and he was able to win as a result of that. It said Crawford fought just once in 2025, but the magnitude of the win over Alvarez, still considered by many to be the proverbial face of boxing, superseded the collective efforts of all other fighters. And I agree. I agree with that sentiment 1,000%. And that's the reason why I named Terence Crawford the Fighter of the Year on Mazuma TV. Not because other people weren't worthy, not because, everybody else had a trash year, but it was because Terence Crawford was up against so many odds in the lead up to that fight. He was heavily doubted. They questioned his ability to take a punch at 68. They questioned his ability to be in shape, his legs. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been so many people that moved up multiple divisions in one fight and absolutely laid an egg in front of the people. Not only that, but you got Canelo Alvarez, one of the most experienced fighters in the sport today, one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport today. So it wasn't like he was moving up to fight a guy who was, mediocre or anything like that. It's Saul Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, like they just said in this article at that point in time, or at least one of them. So Terence Crawford goes into there, and he's coming off of inactivity. I think he came off of like a 13-month layoff and got the job done. And not only did he get the job done, he got it done in an impressive fashion and dominating fashion. And no disrespect to like guys like Naya Inoue and Jesse Rodriguez, who fought multiple times in 2025 and did some amazing shit in the process. But that win in itself was a bigger win than what everybody got that year combined. It was that important of a win, in my opinion. So I'm happy that Terence Crawford is receiving his recognition. He got his recognition received first over here at Mazuma TV. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some people had their criticisms about that, especially when I was speaking about it on my channel. I seen people leaving some comments like, "Oh, you're biased towards Buddy," even alluded to the fact that I had some type of resentment towards Mexicans because I chose Bud as the fighter of the year. Well, how the fuck does it sound now that the Boxing Writer Association of America is naming Terence Crawford the fighter of the year as well? Why don't y'all go take it up with them? I highly doubt y'all do that. Because y'all would look stupid in the process. So congratulations to Terence Crawford, man. Definitely one of the greatest of this generation. Definitely the greatest amongst his era. Uh, and shout out to him for leaving the game on top. Like before you left the game, bro, you left as the top fighter in the world amongst guys, phenomenal fighters like Alexander Usyk, you know what I'm saying? Like Naya Inoue, Dimitri Bivol. There's a lot of great fighters that are taking part of this era, and you happen to rise to the top with all of these talented people, a lot of talented peers. You feel what I'm saying? So congratulations to Terence Crawford, and I wish him the best retirement. So that's basically that topic right there. You know what I'm saying? I also wanted to get into this topic right here because I seen that Gary Antuanne Russell is out here doing his media for his fight that's coming up on the Mario Barrios Ryan Garcia undercard. He's going up against Andy Hiroka, undefeated Japanese boxer. Definitely got some skills. Definitely dangerous in his own right. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Andy Hiroka's record, man. 24-0 with 19 knockouts. So not only is he an undefeated fighter, he also has a huge KO ratio as well. It's damn near an 80% knockout ratio. So 4 out of the 5 opponents that he'll face would usually wouldn't make it to the final belt. You see what I'm saying? So Gary Antuanne Russell going into the smoke, man. Great fight. Looking forward to seeing how the way he goes about it. Gary Antuanne Russell has a high knockout ratio in himself, so this should be an exciting one. Both of these guys are coming to get it. Pause and may the best man win. But when Gary Antuanne Russell was doing his interview, I believe it was with Inside the Ring. Gary Russell had some opinions on Shakur Stevenson, man, and we definitely gonna get into this topic. Y'all go ahead and hit the likes. Let me see how many people in the building. Shout out to the 10 people that's in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit the likes, man. We about to get into what Gary Antuanne Russell said right now. Let me see where he at. Can't find it. Let me see. We're about to pull that up right now, y'all. And shout out to everybody that was complimenting me on that setup that we got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? That's where we're going to be doing our podcasts and stuff like that. So shout out to everybody that's showing love. But I was able to find a video, so let me go ahead and share the screen for the people to see. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Like I said, congratulations to Terence Crawford for that amazing accomplishment to add on already a stacked resume. You feel what I'm saying? But let's hear what Gary Antuanne Russell had to say. These are his thoughts, not mine, and we are going to speak on it. So let's go ahead and hear what he got to say.
If I was to say I had to fight someone that's going to bring me to that top tier, of course, it got to be a Shakur Stevenson. He moved up to 140. He's down there as the third place holder for pound. And he just beat kind of like the most extravagant type of fighter at the 140 division, Teofimo Lopez. I feel like he's the most exciting fighter for real at 140, besides myself. If I was to have a true hit list and I was to go down in a line in order, who would I deal with first? It definitely will be Dalton Smith first, because he beat the boogeyman and he got the belt that I want. Matias. After Richard Hitchens, you had Teofimo Lopez, but now you got Shakur Stevenson. If I was to say I had to fight someone that's gonna bring me to that top tier, of course it gotta be a Shakur Stevenson.
So that was what he said. He let it be known there that Shakur Stevenson at the top of his list. Now there was also things that he had said. He had also mentioned the fact that he felt like he doesn't feel like Shakur Stevenson will fight him next. But let me see if I can find that clip. Let's see. Am I able to find that clip? I definitely just watched it. That's interesting. Oh, okay, right here.
Teofimo Lopez, but now you got Shakur. After Richard Hitchens, you had Teofimo Lopez, but now you got Shakur Stevenson. He took that belt.
Okay. I like, by the way, these answers, guys.
Shakur Stevenson will fight me.
These guys.
Wow. So you could take that multiple ways. Pause. You could look at this from multiple, viewpoints. You could look at it as Gary Antuanne Russell feeling like Shakur Stevenson don't want them problems. He don't want that smoke. He could look at it as, Shakur Stevenson is looking for like bigger names, and he doesn't, and his name isn't like at the peak of the boxing world just yet. There's a few ways that you could attack this quote from Gary Antuanne Russell, but if I had to guess, I would guess that Gary Antuanne Russell is saying that because he feels like Shakur Stevenson really wouldn't want to take that risk and go ahead and fight him and fuck up what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Shakur Stevenson, who is looking down on guys like O'Shaquie Foster, pretty much saying how, he would never fight him. And even said blatantly in a series of tweets or comments on Instagram that, man, like, he don't give a fuck about no belt. Like, he'll give y'all, like, he'll get that belt up and, shit like that. And then tried to give Raymond Ford that work. You know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to bring somebody else to the table. So if he's doing that with somebody like O'Shaquie Foster, who's a two-time world champion, he might even take that same approach with Gary Antuanne Russell. You know what I'm saying? So he Gary Antuanne in his head, he's probably like, yeah, Shakur just want the, he's trying to get like these big money fights and stuff like that. He don't necessarily want to, come over to this side to take that risk because there's a likelihood I might beat him and that could fuck up his stock and whatever he got going on. You see what I'm saying? But I do, and I agree with J Cash. I do think that Gary Antuanne Russell and Shakur Stevenson would be a fire fight. That's a fight that could really go either way. Shakur Stevenson, he's extremely skilled, definitely amongst the most skilled fighters in the world. Great jab, great timing, great defensive ability. We already know how, and we say this all the time, but it's very much true. He's a fucking beast at knowing how close you are and how far away you are. He can make you he could give you the illusion that he's in front of you, and then when you're throwing punches, he's nowhere to be found, making you miss by a fucking centimeter and shit like that. So, Shakur Stevenson is a monster. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely some things about Shakur that could give Gary some problems. Gary is hot, like a pressure fighter. He is athletic, he is explosive, he is fast, very fast hands, and then he is a high volume type of guy. So that type of style we seen with the Cepeda fight with Shakur could definitely pose some, tribulations for Shakur. Not saying that Shakur can't get past it, but he'll definitely have some trouble with somebody like Gary Antuanne. Because I do view Gary Antuanne as a, more of a threat than a William Cepeda. And I've seen Shakur Stevenson admit in an interview recently that the fighters that's going to give him the most resistance are the guys that are throwing 1,000 punches around. I feel like Gary Antuanne Russell is fully capable of adopting that role when called upon. So that is definitely a great fight. I would love to see that fight. I just want to see Gary Antuanne get an opportunity. I know he came up short against Albert Puello and things of that nature, but he was able to bounce back and become world champion again, a big victory over Rayo Venezuela. So, I want to see him get tested. We pretty much been using the eye test to really gauge how good we believe Gary Antuanne Russell is. But just like everybody else, we need to see it to believe it. Does Gary Antuanne have the tools necessary to rise to the top of the boxing world? We seen him do it at an amateur level. He pretty much beat everybody that was in front of him. He beat Jaron Ennis. He beat Richardson Hitchens and guys of that level who are currently either former world champions or current world champions. Now it's time to see if he could thrive at a professional level. We've seen fighters thrive in the amateurs and win multiple national titles, get Olympic medals, and all types of stuff. But then when they transition to the pros, it's a different story. Their career ends up being extremely underwhelming. Can Gary Antuanne Russell be somebody who could thrive in the professional range just like he did in the amateurs? I would like to believe that he can, because he does come from a pedigree of fighters who, did well as professionals, like his older brother, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who at one point in time was like the longest reigning champion of like a certain time period and stuff like that. And he had that WBC title at 126 pounds for a few years, man. So I just find it interesting that Gary Antuanne feels like Shakur wouldn't give him an opportunity. Is that him questioning Shakur Stevenson's heart, or does he understand the business and feels like Shakur really wouldn't take that risk right now because it could fuck up what he currently has going on in his career? You know what I mean? Shakur's stock is at an all-time high right now. Will he look in Gary Antuanne Russell's direction and take that fight, knowing all of the risk that's involved with taking that fight? It's interesting. I would like to hear what Gary Russell has to say about that, but for now, we will have to speculate. You know what I mean? I don't think he feels like Shakur is scared of him. I don't think that's the case at all. But I think he does think that Shakur would rather do other things than to fight him at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? So my boy Jay Cash in the building, he says, I think Corey might pick him apart if Gary can't get anything going in the pocket. Yeah, man. Gary's definitely going to have to use his jab, use his speed. He's going to have to make that a mauling type of fight. Like, he's going to have to make that very ugly, man. That's the only way you're going to have some sort of success against Shakur, is if you close that gap that he will be. And, Shakur could fight on the inside, so that's a different thing that you got to deal with as well. But if you want to be in the best possible position to land some shots on Shakur, you know what I'm saying, and, get some rounds, you definitely can't fight him at range. Mid-range, long range, this needs to be an inside, type of fight. You feel me? Like, that's just the approach that you're gonna have to take. I don't see anybody at 140, standing at range with Shakur and then going, tit for tat with him and having some success. I just don't see it. I don't really see anybody on Shakur Stevenson's level when it comes to playing chess in there. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. But my boy Slime in the building, he said he has to go in there with no type of respect and just straight up fight him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to get into your gritty bag. You feel what I'm saying? Your grimy gritty bag, and make this shit a war. That's the best shot at defeating Shakur Stevenson. I don't think playing chess with the man could. I don't think that has many benefits, especially if you're Gary Antuanne. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So we'll see. I don't think Shakur is even considering fighting somebody like Gary Antuanne right now. I think he's looking at the big dogs. You ain't hear him bring up Antuanne's name not one time. And that doesn't necessarily mean he's ducking him, but he must not view Gary Antuanne as like a big money fight. He's talking about Conor Ben. He's talking about, I heard him be optimistic about Devin Haney, but then brush that off to Keyshawn. I heard him bring up a few different names, but, it's just kind of crazy to me that he feels like a Conor Ben fight is a great fight to take for his career, but, Gary Antuanne Russell isn't. There's one that's a champion and there's one that isn't. So are you about the world titles, or are you just about, getting that money, fighting guys who are not decorated as professional boxers? We'll see. We'll see exactly what Shakur Stevenson got going on, but shout out to him. You feel what I'm saying? Then we have one of my favorite fighters currently in the sport of boxing, David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez has been doing his interviews. You know what I mean? He's been staying active in the media. Shout out to David Benavidez, man. I love what he's doing. I love how open he is with the media. He asks questions. He doesn't really run from anything. He don't duck no opponents, first of all. He definitely don't be ducking no fades. And he definitely don't be ducking any media outlets, too. And I'm looking forward to working with him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie. Like, I can't wait to get an interview with David Benavidez because, you know, like I said, he's one of my favorite active fighters in the sport right now. And he has a big fight coming up in May against Gilberto Ramirez at cruiserweight. So we seeing David Benavidez move up another weight division to go up against the unified champion Gilberto Ramirez in a fight that I am fully supporting David Benavidez in. And I think that he's more than capable of defeating Gilberto Ramirez and becoming unified in the cruiserweight division. You see what I'm saying? I'm also seeing that on the undercard, they're going to have Armando Resendiz going up against Jaime Munguia. That's a fucking war. It's on, it's lit, it's popping. That being a fight on the card, along with the main event, Gilberto and David Benavidez, man, this is gonna be an action-packed card. That's gangster, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like that right there, I would definitely pay to see. Whether it's, you know, in person, which I most likely won't be there, but you know, I would definitely pay just to watch on the TV, without a doubt. Those are the type of fights that I would love to see. And especially in one night. You know, you can make Armando Resendiz and Jaime Munguia a main event in itself. So the fact that you put in both of those fights on one card, absolutely phenomenal. But I'm trying to find this quote right here. Was it Ring Magazine that put it up? Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Shout out to boxing scene, man. Absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to my boy Dangerous Desirabilities. He said that was a tight video you did earlier. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. Like I said, that was a spontaneous thing. Like I didn't walk into that studio and think that I was recording videos at all. I didn't even expect to see my logo on the screen, but when I walked in and I seen that, I said, "Oh shit, this is very real." You know what I'm saying? It's on, it's lit, it's popping. So you know, I spoke with the guy. Shout out, like I said, shout out to the boy Jorge Melendez. You feel what I'm saying? Real good guy. You know, he also live streamed our amateur show on Pivot Boxing Network. Please go check that out if y'all want to see some lit amateur boxing. If y'all want to see me get into my coaching bag, go check it out. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? The same card that Bill Haney's son, you know, Devin Haney's brother, Sean Haney, fought on. He recorded that same thing. He said, "How'd that come about?" Well, my dad knows the dude Jorge Melendez that, you know, he works for a radio station in Philadelphia, a very popular radio station in Philadelphia. It's a Hispanic radio station. I think it's called La Mega. You know what I'm saying? So for those of y'all who know what that radio station is, you know, he works there. And I received the invitation. I received the invitation out there. My dad was like, "Yo, man, I want you to come out, blah, blah, come see this." So I'm like, "Bet." So I got myself together. I drove over there. And it was like it was in a building that I drove past many times throughout my life, but never knew what it was. So I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So I walked in there, we went through like elevators and steps and all that shit. And boom. I was like, oh shit, okay, that's nice. It's a nice little area. You know what I'm saying? Nice little area. Then I walk in, I see my logo. I'm like, oh shit. It was a pleasant surprise. So, you know, it was definitely dope, man. Shout out to everybody that's, you know, showing love for that. You know what I mean? We definitely gonna get it on and popping. And I told y'all that this was what was gonna happen. You know, like I manifested this shit. I'm telling you, I was like, yo, man, once this podcast, you know what I mean? This ain't considered a podcast right now. This is just me going live, talking to y'all, discussing this boxing shit. But once the podcast gets off the ground, that's what's gonna take this channel to a new level. You see what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, man. It's definitely coming together. And I had the help of Jorge Melendez to make it happen. So what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm thinking, at least once a week, just get in there, you know what I mean? Whether we going live or we recorded something, put it out. Once a week, put it out. And then as we start to find more availability, put together more content. You feel what I'm saying? So we definitely getting our feet off the ground with that shit real quick. But anyways, shout out to everybody that's been hella supportive of me, man. I really appreciate that. Shout out to the 25 people that's in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit the likes. Let's go ahead and share the screen for the people to see. This is David Benavidez's quote that he pretty much said on the Donza Project. Shout out to the Donza Projects, because ever since I've known them, they've consistently had boxers on their channel. So, you know, shout out to them. This is David Benavidez's quote. And he says, sorry about that, "I'm going to fight Zordo. Then we're going to come down and fight Bivol. Then better be sooner or later they're going to have to see me. So that dispels all of the rumors right there that a lot of people have been saying, which was, you know what I'm saying, David Benavidez is going to go up to cruiserweight. He's not coming back down to light heavyweight. You know, them fights with Bivol and Beterbiev are going to be going down the drain. No, that's not what Benavidez is saying. That's not what David Benavidez is saying at all. He's letting it be known that once he's going to go to cruiserweight right now. He's going to grab them 2 belts to become a 3-division world champion. But he's revisiting 175 because it's some smoke that needs to be attended to, man. And I love the fact that David Benavidez isn't losing optimism. You know what I mean? That, you know, he's not giving up on that whole idea. You know, maybe Dimitri Bivol will be back sometime early this year. You know what I mean? Get a fight and get himself back in the mix. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know exactly what the situation is with Artur Beterbiev and Bivol, or if they still going to do the trilogy. I don't know if that died out or business negotiations fell through. I don't know what's going on because Beterbiev hasn't fought since then either. So I don't know if it's going to be a matter of them both needing tune-ups and then fighting each other, or them just fighting each other right away. Whatever the case is, but whatever it may be, I know that David Benavidez is looking to come back down and get them fights with them guys. You know, he sparred 2 out of the 3 of these dudes. He sparred Gilberto Ramirez in the past. You can go ahead and find pictures online of them after the sparring session. Dimitri Bivol, same thing. So one thing about David Benavidez is he sparred these guys. He knows how he's done with these guys, and he feels like based off of the experiences that he's had with them, he feels like he has what it takes to defeat these guys. But also that applies to Artur Beterbiev. To my knowledge, Dave never sparred. But what I do know is he feels like he has what it takes to beat him as well. So shout out to David Benavidez, man. I believe him 1,000%. I've never known him to duck any fades or turn down any challenges. This dude has been on an absolute roll since, getting these big opportunities, pretty much since Caleb Plant. Fuck that. Since Anthony Durrell, because we're not about to sit here and act like Anthony Durrell was a nobody at 68. He was a world champion. He took that belt up off of Anthony Durrell. Then he went ahead and he fought Caleb Plant. Then after Caleb Plant, he went ahead and he fought Demetrius Andrade. Then after Demetrius Andrade, he beat another champion, Alexander Vosdik. Then he went and he fought David Morrell, who, a lot of people was claiming Benavidez was ducking him. He beats David Morrell. Then he goes ahead and he beats Anthony Yarde, top contender that fought everybody and their mom at 175. So, with all of that being known, man, I fuck with David Benavidez. I hope he, comes out victorious against Gilberto Ramirez and be a unified champion at cruiserweight. Then he can come back down to 75 and get it cracking down there. You feel what I'm saying? Because I still want to see how Benavidez does. How does he deal with Dimitri Bivol's style? Man, Dimitri Bivol is one of the best fighters in the world. Fuck like heavyweight. He's one of the best fighters in the world and got an overlooked resume, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, hold on, we getting caught up in the comments right here. Asian 86 said WBC gonna strip him once he move up. Trust me. Yeah. I mean that would be that should be what they according to the WBC, Shakur vacated his title. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to, but the whole time they was literally gonna strip him if he didn't pay the $100,000. But whatever. We'll see how they treat David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Because they treated him like shit in the past by not mandating him to fight Canelo Alvarez. Then when he leaves the division out of frustration, they claim, oh, well, by the time we were going to order it, he moved up. It's like, bro, y'all full of shit, bro. But anyways, not to get into the WBC or anything like that, but I fuck with what David Benavidez got going on, man. He a dog. You know what I mean? This is the type of fighters that you need to support. The ones who's actually rolling the dice, taking the chances, making the big fights happen, and, most of all, winning these fights as well. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was saying previously, we never seen Benavidez in there with a style like, Dimitri Bivol, who's one of the best fighters in the world and got an overlooked resume. I want to see how he deals with that, the fluidity of Dimitri Bivol. I want to know how he deals with the jab. I want to know how he deals with the in and out movement. You know what I'm saying? Because there's definitely going to be moments where Bivol has some success. How is David Benavidez going to neutralize that? Then you got somebody in Artur Beterbiev who punches like a son of a bitch. And I know he's getting older as the time goes on and things like that. But this dude is got a granite chin, punches very hard, great conditioning, could box a little bit too. Artur Beterbiev could box a little bit. If you need a point of reference, Go look at that Joe Smith Jr. fight. You know what I mean? Benavidez could definitely box. And this dude, it seems like whenever he lands a punch on these guys, they health bar drop by 80%. Like Benavidez just that heavy-handed of a dude. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I seen since David Benavidez has been at 75, I've seen shots that have gotten his attention multiple times. I seen him get hurt by David Morrell. I seen him get hurt by Anthony Yard. You know what I'm saying? So, if Benavidez ain't on his P's and Q's defensively, he might come up short against a big puncher like Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? But I personally feel like David Benavidez will rise to the occasion, and I think he has what it takes to beat both of these guys. I know I'll be having a little bit of pushback in the chat over the Dimitri Bivol situation, but I do feel like Bivol will have a lot of trouble with Benavidez because you got somebody who, comes forward relentlessly. You know what I'm saying? Has fast hands, combination punch, and it seems like he gets stronger as the rounds go on. Not only that, he's not gonna get discouraged off of somebody landing a shot on him. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to the boy Jalil Aziz with the $4 super sticker, man. Shout out to the brother for supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting, sending the super chats and shit like that. It definitely does a whole lot for the channel and definitely keeps things moving. And because of y'all, I'm in the situation that I'm in right now with, getting that studio together and bringing you guys better content. You know what I'm saying? But one thing we never going to leave alone is these lives right here, man. This is what's made the channel. This is what has developed the nation. So I'm going to continue to do this whether we in the studio or not. You see what I mean? Shout out to my boy Slime in the building. He said he heading to bed. Have a great night, Slime. Thank you, man. We only going to be on here about 20 minutes more. We're going to keep this live short. That's why I made sure I took care of all of the topics before I got lost in the open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? But, we spoke about Terence Crawford winning that Boxing Writer Association of America award. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Gary Antuanne Russell making it clear that he feels like Shakur Stevenson won't fight him. So we got to see how Shakur Stevenson responds to that. And we spoke about David Benavidez's hit list that he got coming up. Gilberto Ramirez, Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev. He's letting you know that he wants them opportunities. And those are the fighters that he has his eyes set on. But hopefully, Benavidez is staying focused. And he's doing what he needs to do in order to succeed against Gilberto Ramirez. Because Gilberto he not sweet, man. You know what I mean? He's not like the best fighter in my opinion, but he's definitely not somebody that you gonna have your way with, easily and stuff like that. Like that, you're gonna have to work for that. Let's see. You said Shakur Stevenson did respond to that. Let me see what he said. Let's see what he said. When did he respond to that? Did he respond to that recently? Oh, damn. One thing about Des, he gonna pull up the motherfucking receipts, boy. All right, let's see. Oh. Who's Shakur talking about in his tweet? Homie need to work on his boxing too instead of trying to be relevant. Dude who knocked him out hit him with a 1-2 straight out of the boxer's playbook. Who's he talking about? Well, he must be talking about the UFC guy. Oh, shit. That is a valid point. You talking shit about boxers, but you got put to sleep with a 1-2. Yeah, that's crazy. Can't be talking shit about what you'll do to boxers and all that bullshit, but then you get knocked out with the most textbook punch in boxing. The fuck? But anyways, I see Shakur Stevenson responded to Gary Antuanne Russell. He kept it simple. And that was, why wouldn't I? Hassan Wells puts together the tweet. He says, unquote, quote unquote, why wouldn't I? Gary Antuanne Russell says that he doesn't feel like Shakur Stevenson will fight him. Shakur Stevenson said, why wouldn't I? So that lets you know that lets you know that he definitely ain't fearful of Gary Antuanne at all. And he would definitely consider fighting him. But I think Shakur Stevenson is at the point in his career where it's like, doesn't make sense though. Is it the money that I'm looking for? Is it on the platform that I want it on? Does it make sense? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what Gary Antuanne Russell is going to have to do in order to make it make sense for Shakur. I don't know if he's going to need to, I don't know if he's going to need to win some big fights or generate some type of numbers. I don't know exactly what he's going to need to do in order to entice Shakur to fight. But I think it's safe to say that Gary Antuanne isn't on the top of Shakur Stevenson's list. That's just what I'm thinking. If you bringing up motherfuckers like Conor Ben and shit like that, I don't know. I don't know if Gary Antuanne is like a for sure candidate as Shakur Stevenson's next opponent. Yasir Ali said, "Is it me, Mazuma, or does Gary Antuanne Russell talk down on African American fighters?" He definitely does. I've noticed that pattern, and not only that, but he gives racists the benefit of the doubt a lot. Like, I don't know what it is about Teofimo Lopez that makes Gary Antuanne Russell so respectful of him. I don't get it, in all honesty, because I've seen him giving Teofimo the benefit of the doubt when Teofimo Lopez was coming out with them racist remarks and shit like that. And I don't understand, bro. It's like a lot of these people, and this is me speaking on my own people, whether we like it or not. This is true. I feel like us as people, we always give the other side, and y'all know what I mean by the other side, the benefit of the doubt. But whenever it comes to people that look like us, y'all just want to go ahead and shit on them and talk bad on them, talk dirt, talk greasy on their name and shit like that. Like, I never understood that. I don't know if that's a self-hate thing. I don't know if it's having like an inferiority complex with the pink people. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna keep it real. But I've noticed that with Gary Antuanne, where like he is, very cool with saying this, and that about a fighter, but then keeping it real respectful about others who don't happen to be black. It's just super weird to me. Bella Faith said Antuanne just said Key needs a belt to fight him. First of all, I ain't really gonna say too much about that because I never heard Key bring up Antuanne's name, period. We hearing Keyshawn talking about fighting Devin Haney, then a few hours later talking about it need to make sense. I don't know so I'm not gonna sit here and act like he ducking Keyshawn. But I do find it funny how he was feeling the way about Richardson Hitchens, saying that he need to get his name up, which I was critical of Hitchens for. But then you go ahead and you do the same shit to somebody like Keyshawn. Because that's basically what you're telling them. If you're telling the motherfucker to get a belt, you pretty much telling him to get his name up. So you hate when Richardson Hitchens told you that, but then you go ahead and you tell Keyshawn that. It's like these motherfuckers, bro, like it's all fun and games until it happened to you. Like y'all niggas hate when shit happen to y'all, but y'all so quick to do it to other people. I don't understand. Beating somebody like Keyshawn will actually probably entice Shakur to fight you. For real, for real. Jay said, yes, it's very weird. He calls Tio his brother when I guarantee them niggas are not that close. Hey, man. I don't know what their status is as friends. I just know that one's from Maryland, from what I understand, Capitol Heights. I don't know if that's Maryland or where at. I don't know where is that. Then you got one that's from Florida. Obviously, y'all niggas wasn't training nowhere near each other. Y'all wasn't living nowhere near each other. So I don't know where this idea of y'all being brothers came from. I never even heard T.O. refer to you as his brother. I heard T.O. actually say that he ain't got no friends in this box and shit. So I don't really understand where that's coming from, man. I don't know. Like, I don't understand how you could hear somebody say racist shit about your people, but then you go ahead and I don't know how you can say that about my fault. Son just happened outside. That was crazy. The fuck was that? I'm sorry. That totally threw me off. But yeah, I don't understand how you can hear a motherfucker say racist remarks about your people. Letting, you know what I'm saying? Being disrespectful with shit to your people. And don't they ain't they like ain't like the Gary, ain't the Russell brothers, ain't they like Moors or some shit like that? What was that shit called? Ain't they like Moors or something? What's that shit called? Yeah. Don't they be claiming that shit? Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah, like I think they claim to be Moors or something like that. And if y'all know what Moors are, you know what I mean? That's people. I mean, you can go ahead and do your history on this Black History Month, so y'all can go ahead and do y'all whole situations. Y'all can do y'all research on that. You feel what I'm saying? But I just find it funny that they seem to be so tapped in with their ancestors and shit like that. But the moment somebody disrespect some of their people, you know what I mean? Oh, that's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother. Bro, I don't understand that, bro. I don't know how y'all could just be so cool with being cool with racist. I don't understand. That nigga's letting you know. And like I see Shakur giving T.O. the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he racist. I think he just did that for clout. Bro, people don't fucking be racist to try to get some attention from the internet. If niggas want some attention from the internet, they'll do some shit like, like a pranks or say controversial things. Like, bro, niggas not, a lot of normal people not using racism in order to get some clicks, bro. That's how they truly feel. What's that? I don't even know what that is. Right. Shakur, like, oh, I don't think he racist though. Like, nigga, why are you so confident giving him the benefit of the doubt? What reassures you with that? What tells you he not a racist? He said that he wasn't even allowed to be around y'all niggas. So I know for a fact you don't know him. So where is this whole idea that I don't think he racist? I don't think he no, he showed he racist. And Bud was like, man, he a fucking racist. Fuck him. He said it's personal. He a racist. Fuck him. I don't know, bro. Like these niggas be weird, bro. Like I'll never forget when Ryan was saying all that racist shit about, black people and stuff like that. Keyshawn and Shakur went on live with him and was just, keying with him, bro. I would never get that, like at all. That nigga's not your friend. Me personally, I don't laugh with niggas who not my friend. Niggas that's not my friends, and I got a personal problem with, or whatever the case is, I cut off, bro. They not getting a single word from me. I'll never get it. Bella Faith in the building. She said a lot of these fighters fake like they will fight anybody. Then when asked directly about certain high-level fighters, there's a caveat. I think that's how you say that. Yeah. I said, Bud, the only one standing on business when it comes to that. That's a fact. But the thing is, I heard Aiden Ross. Didn't Aiden Ross say racist shit in the past? I'm tripping. Didn't that nigga say something about that female rapper? Her name like Dolce or something. I was reading something about that before. Yeah. Plenty of people had called him a racist, and that Dolce controversy. Yeah, he was using misogynistic and racist language towards rapper Dolce. I wonder if Bud knew that. First of all, I ain't going. If I know that somebody's openly a racist, there's no way they getting any type of business off of me. No clicks, no views, none of that, bro. We not even acknowledging you. We just gonna call. The only way we gonna acknowledge you, we gonna call you a racist and go about our day. Yeah, like they be young boy super weird, bro. That nigga's a weirdo for sure. Definitely super weird. Boots was with a racist too. I don't even think he knew that for real. If you talking about what's that dude name, man? What's his name? Des. I don't think these dudes be doing research on people before they do like business with them or interact with them. Cause I feel like if Boots knew that the nigga was a racist, just what I've heard about Boots and just how the way he moves, I don't even think he would include himself. He said peon. Okay, neon. Yeah. But peon definitely sounds a lot better, y'all. Sir, I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I heard that shit about Neon too, that he would say shit about black people. Absolutely. Yeah, that motherfucker, bro. I don't know, man. Like the internet just made it cool for motherfuckers to be like that. And I started to really notice that around, I mean, you know, for those y'all who play video games, you know what I mean? If y'all came up during the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360 era, y'all would know that racism was always, you know, running all throughout the internet. You know what I'm saying? You get on them Call of Duty parties, them Call of Duty chats, whatever the case, them game chats, in-game chats, you heard some wild shit. As soon as they heard your voice, oh, there you go, N-word. Yeah, there goes an N-word. Like they just be letting that shit fly. But on like the internet, like what people showing their faces, that really started happening, in my opinion, around the time where Trump was playing when he first started that MAGA shit. That's what started making people come out and openly be okay with being that way. You know what I mean? A lot of that shit was in the closet for a while, but Trump really exposed a lot of people for being racist. You feel me? But it's like nowadays, like people just go on the internet and openly just say the N-word, and they because they feel like in their heads that nobody gonna make them face consequences for that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people be giving them passes, be laughing at them and all types of shit. To me, that shit's not funny at all. He said, Neon said black people were his least favorite race, but always wants to hang out and collab with black people. Yeah, that's a culture vulture for you, bro. Like that's what they all seem to have in common. They love our culture, but they don't like us. Because they ain't got no culture. What the fuck neon culture? What does neon culture include? Don't they throw poop at each other and shit like that? Don't them niggas be diving in bodies of water that's filled with fucking dookie, nigga? Like, ain't that y'all culture? Scamming people at call centers, ain't that y'all fucking culture? Fuck out of here, bro. What are you talking about? I heard them niggas in India literally have like get-togethers and they throw shit at each other, bro. I'm not even joking. Like, that's not even a joke. Y'all can go ahead and just Google that shit. What the fuck is your culture? So, of course, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas be fit. Y'all be diving in doo-doo and shit. So, like, of course, y'all gonna see our culture and be like, oh, that's actually cool because we can actually do cool things and not smell like shit You know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not be a part of this culture? Even though I don't like you guys, your culture is better than mine. So why not? It's like y'all super corny, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like I wonder, man. Next time I see Boots, I'm gonna tell him. I'm like, bro, you know that nigga a racist, right? I swear to God, on my son's life, I'm gonna tell him that. Like, yo, bro, you cool with that nigga Neon? Like, yo, you know he a racist, right? Like, you know that he be saying crazy shit about black people. Watch, I probably fucked that whole situation up. And I didn't understand why he got pressed on the Breakfast Club that one time. I think the girl Just Hilarious pressed him. I was like, damn, like she bullying the young boy, right? But then I'm looking through the comments, and I'm like, oh shit, this nigga really a racist. Then I started looking shit up on TikTok. I'm like, oh yeah, this little nigga gotta go. Why? How the fuck this nigga get to the top of the streaming world moving like that? He like a little weirdo too. I think he like one of those what you call them niggas? Incel. He like one of them niggas. Like Iggy Azalea be trying to throw him the pussy. He be scared. I'm like, oh, this nigga a hoe. He was a hoe. She released a compilation of racist shit he said. Let me go look at that. Let me go look at that link right now. Desk. I can't pull it up through StreamYard, so I gotta pull it up on my phone. I can't pull it up. Hold on. Let's take a look.
Are still waiting for me to apologize to this little motherfucker, and it ain't gonna happen. Back at you, black people. Stupid whore. Black monkey tree. Suck my dick, bitch. No one left to last 9/11. Dead ass, you dumb black. I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro. It's not a place where motherfuckers who usually sleep next to cockroaches can sleep in a nice house in the hill, bro. Like, what's your least favorite race?
I don't have a least favorite race.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't have.
What's your worst experience with a race? For me, I have a really bad story, but
What's your story?
Some black guy tased my dad and robbed him with $50,000.
Is that a real story?
I swear to God. And then another black,
like in what?
I don't mean to be racist. And another black guy,
That's how you know the young boy idiot. He real immature because a black boy robbed his dad, so he hate the whole race for it. Like y'all niggas, y'all super weird, bro. Y'all niggas, like I'm gonna tell y'all a story, right? I had a little black young boy break the window of my car. Didn't even end up stealing anything. I think he was trying to steal my car, but then when he couldn't, he just ran off. Did I sit there and look at that video and be like, man, fucking black people, I fucking nigga, no. I let this little dumb see when individuals do shit to you, the mature thing that if you're going to criticize anybody, criticize the individual, not the fucking race. You fucking idiot. You see what I'm saying? Like if I'm conversing with a Dominican woman and she being a straight up bitch, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh man, them fucking Dominicans, man. I fucking hate them Dominicans. What? Nigga, I'm not about to blame the entire race, like the entire ethnicity of I'm not gonna blame a whole fucking group of Dominicans. I'm not gonna criticize Dominicans as a whole because one gave me a bad experience. That makes zero sense. And he was just, bro, they got timestamps on that shit. He was literally saying this 2 years ago.
dad fired her, or was it a girl? He fired her because she's, they're fucking lazy and stupid. Wow. So basically what happened was she came late for work. He fired her, and then she came with her boyfriend and robbed the entire place. His cell phone store, I swear to God.
So you're just like, you just make assumptions as
and then like every time my mom sees a black guy, she locks the door.
Okay.
I know Steve agrees with me on that one. No, you don't love.
No, he loves it.
Oh, okay. What's your type? You like black girls? Well, no, I don't mean like, no, that's not my type. It's not my type. No, it's crazy. Same, bro. You're literally me. I fucking hate them, bro. No.
Yeah, I can't watch shit like that. That shit gets me really irritated. Yeah, shout out to my Rican and my Dominican brothers. Yeah, like, and it seems like, and you know, this nigga, he gets no pussy. I'm gonna just say that. Like, he probably gets some now because you know these bitches do anything for attention. He probably got a little bit of clout, a little bit of money, so these bitches be with the shits. But he always aims at black women. Like them little clips, like he say shit like about like black people, but it's more specifically targeted towards black women. So how you think Boots would feel if I came up to him and I said, bro, he says a lot of hateful shit about black women. I don't think you should. Like, what you think about that? Boots gonna automatically think about the black women in his life, his fucking mother. Like he thinks that about your mother. Like, I don't know why people don't look at it like that. Like he clearly, and I had a homie like that, not with black people, but like I had this one homie who I stopped talking to the nigga too. He a weirdo. Now he's like this born again Christian and shit. But like he always said shit about women. Always had some hateful shit to say about women. And I remember the one day I'm like, yo, bro, so what? How does your mom feel when you say all this shit about women like that? Because you know your mom's a woman, right? Oh well, nah, bro, you can't exclude your mom from this situation because you constantly generalize women, and your mother is in that bracket. I know she ain't a man, because she wouldn't be your mother if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like you choose. Let's keep it real. You choose shitty women. Women show you that they're shitty, so you blame the entire like you blame women, all the women in the world for why you have problems with women. How about stop choosing shitty women? How about stop choosing trying to make bottle girls wifeys? How about stop trying to make strippers your wife? How about removing whores from your wifey list? How about that? You probably you know what I mean? How about taking your time with a woman instead of being a serial dater? You know what I mean? Get to know the bitch character before you put a ring on her finger. I think a lot of that will save you trouble. How about not being desperate? Because that desperate energy runs women away. I mean, we got Bella Faith in the building, I'm sure. She could testify to this. If she feels like a man reeks of desperate energy, that's most likely gonna turn her off. I'm sure she wants a man to be assertive and, you know, be communicative about things. But when you're fucking thirsty, bro, women not gonna fuck with that, bro. Niggas keep doing the same shit and expect different results. I'll never get that. Incel culture has come out the depths and is out in full force. Yeah. Yeah. And they be grown at, bro, these streamers be grown ass men and be having pussy thrown in their direction. They don't be married, they don't be in relationships, nothing. They be having certified badass women throwing pussy their way. And these niggas be scared. Like they absolutely terrified. Don't know what to do. It's like, nigga, like you serious? Like you serious? Like you talk all that big shit, but the moment a woman try to throw a little move on you, you don't know what to do. Yeah, bro. She said, "Yeah, I can't entertain it. Insecure, incel." Crazy. And they said, I miss the days when incels and coons were scared to even say their opinions. Yeah, man, the internet made motherfuckers real bold. I'm trying to tell you, but I don't remember shit being like that until Trump came in office, bro. I'm not trying to like blame Trump for why these motherfuckers just came out and started voicing their opinions. I think it was gonna happen regardless. But I swear, like, niggas became so opinionated and became like relationship gurus out of nowhere. Like, these motherfuckers ain't got no track record of having no hoes, dealing with no hoes, but shit, them niggas try to sit down and tell you how to get the women to be this alpha male. Like, I've seen niggas call themselves alpha males, then get and have videos out here, niggas slapping the dog shit out of them, and they just sitting there holding their face. Huh? Like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, you an alpha male, but a nigga slapped the dog shit out you, and you do nothing. That's what alpha males do. A lot of these niggas be playing a character, bro. And I ain't sit here acting like I'm this bona fide macho man ass nigga, but hell no. How the fuck you gonna tell me how to be an alpha male, nigga? Some of these Johns going facts. Bella funny as shit. Trick said, "Do I agree with Myron Gaines' takes on women?" I've never I heard a dude, but like I don't listen to him, bro. Like, he's a square to me, so I don't really listen to motherfuckers like them. Like, niggas like that, they remind me of like sassy like wives or something. Like, that's what them niggas. They always got some smart shit to say. They always saying something controversial. They always saying something about black people and all. Bro, them type niggas, they squares to me, so I don't even care to listen to what they got going on, bro. We not the same. We don't move the same. We don't think the same. We don't move none of that. None of that. So, nah, I don't be knowing what none of them be talking about. Like, these niggas be characters to me, bro. Like, I see them niggas and I think about, like, this should be WWE for real. You feel me? All these niggas playing their character, ain't nobody really like that. Like, I look at him like that. What's the nigga name? What's the bull who just got beat up by that boy that can't rumble at all? The boy Tate. What's his name? Christian? Is it Christian or who? What the fuck is his name? That boy Tate. He just got beat up in a boxing match. I don't be listening to none of these niggas, bro. Andrew Tate. Shout out to Tricks. Yeah. Like, I don't pay attention to none of these dudes, bro. They all squares to me. Andrew Tate, he come from like a kickboxing background or whatever. And he beat up on motherfuckers who don't know how to fight just to feel some validation. But the moment that he got in there with somebody who had some sort of experience, again, a little bit of resistance, he gassed out. And I see the nigga been blocking people on social media that been criticizing him. Like, he's soft. He's a soft, insecure ass nigga. And he fought that boy, I think the boy name was like Chase or something. He fought the boy Chase because he seen his previous fight and thought a boy couldn't rumble. So he was like, oh man, this is a guy that I could beat up on and get some publicity. That shit backfired crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they all characters to me. Like, that's all it is. Tate fought 50 niggas that couldn't fight on live facts. I could do that. I could take 20 motherfuckers, right? And put them all in a boxing ring, and they have no fight experience, and I'll just run through these niggas one by one. Pause. That was crazy. But like, really whoop these niggas' asses. And niggas be like, oh, this nigga Mark can fight, but in reality, I probably can't fight. I probably just fight better than them 20 niggas I brought over here. Because I'm gonna keep it real. The average nigga can't fight. Can't fight at all. If you go to an average nigga on the street and tell them to throw on 1-2, they not gonna know how to do it. Not with proper form. They not. You feel me? If you tell them niggas what you go up to an average motherfucker and be like, yo, what you know what I'm saying? Shoot a jab. They not gonna know what it is. They not gonna know what hand to throw. So it's easy to do that. But that's shit that they do to feed their ego. These insecure niggas, they'll feed their ego by doing shit like that, beating up on niggas that don't know how to fight. Bro, I would not feel good beating up on a nigga that ain't never throw a punch in his life. Never. Trick said Andrew Tate said he was about to fight Alex Pereira at kickboxing. How do you think that would have gone? You'd have sent that nigga to the fucking morgue, nigga. Alex Pereira really liked that. Andrew Tate wasn't really like that, bro. I heard. So I had one of my homies because he was a kickboxer. No, actually Muay Thai. My fault, Muay Thai. And I was like, yo, I said that boy Andrew Tate, like he did. I heard he won some titles and stuff. I was like, yo, he the truth. He said, man, nigga ain't fight nobody. That scam likely dude be doing that. Yeah, he corny as shit. He corny too. You could tell he got fight experience. He be beating up on niggas that ain't got no experience. He's a hoe. Do that shit with a nigga who know how to throw their hands, nigga. Let me get in shape. I'll get right with you, nigga. I swear to God. Mazin Tate, where's Rolly? Rolly would pack him. Andrew Tate is the equivalent of Mr. Abel Mendoza. That's funny. Yeah, so I don't really be having an opinion on Myron Gaines. Bro, I don't listen to their opinions to have an opinion on them. And I don't know what to think about them because I don't think about them. So I don't know. They are, like I said, when I see them, I automatically think like WWE, like they actors. And they put on like they put on these, you know, these hats on that, you know, oh, I'm Mr. Alpha Male and I'm Mr. Dating Advice and I'm a high value man and I'm a high value man because I seen a nigga say that he was a high value man because he was 6'4". The girl was like, "How are you a high value man?" Like the girl asked a valid question. And he said, I'm 6'4". Only 0.1% of the world is 6'4". So that makes you high value? I did not know being a high value man had anything to do with height. It's like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, who be telling these niggas this shit? Like, who be reassuring these niggas, yeah, man, you 6'4", man, you different, nigga. Like, I'll never get that shit, bro. I swear to God, these niggas be slow. What's my opinion on Devin Haney? One of the best fighters in the world. Pound for pound level talent, decorated professional fighter, solid resume, one of the best jabs in boxing, fast hands, fast feet, solid ring IQ. You know what I'm saying? Great. He had a great amateur background. He did pretty well for himself. A successful fighter. He said, okay, I could dig it. So, I mean, it's true. Bellaface said, Usyk versus Khabib on the horizon for the heavyweight division. Yeah, man, I find it ironic that the WBC ordered that fight right after Chris Mannix had that interview with Mauricio. I thought that was very ironic. But nonetheless, man, let's see if Usyk is going to take that opportunity. Is he going to fulfill his mandatory? Because Usyk been saying he's going to retire for a while now. You know what I'm saying? He's been saying that he was going to retire for a while. I think he even I could be wrong. I heard him say something about fighting one more time and then being done. So I don't know if it's a situation where he's looking to face Wilder. I see Wilder about to fight Chisora, but he's probably going to do one more fight and then call it quits. If that's the case, he may vacate the title and have EJ Cabello fight for the vacant WBC heavyweight title of the world with whoever's on the rankings in the WBC. So I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know. I just don't see Usyk fighting Cabello. I don't. But if he does, that's a great fucking fight. That dude Cabello is definitely beatable. I think Usyk has what it takes to beat Cabello, to be honest. But Cabello is tough as fucking nails. Solid puncher. He goes to the body real well. We've seen Usyk react negatively to body shots in the past, so maybe Cabello has what it takes to break down Usyk. I don't know. But Usyk is, top tier. Top tier. Pound for pound, number one right now, in my opinion, since Crawford retired. Mazuma, where's your co-host? I don't know if you're alluding to Slime, but Slime said he was going to bed, so that's what we're doing. I'm about to get off of here anyway, yo. I appreciate everybody that contributed to the chat. Shout out to the super my boy Jalil with the super chat and all that good shit. Yeah. Slime went to bed early. You feel me? So it's Friday the 13th too. It's Friday the 13th. Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, boxing coach over at Pivot Boxing Academy. I wanted to formally invite all of you guys to subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network. Over there, we'll be giving you guys top-level amateur fights from top fighters from all over the tri-state area. We're going to be giving you guys our stories, the fighters that are over at Pivot Boxing Academy, and be giving you guys boxing talk in the meanwhile. So if those are things that you are interested, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe button. Pivot Boxing Network, where boxing lives. Thank you very much. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Pivot Boxing Network if y'all haven't already. You know what I mean? Keep up with my coaching side of things. You feel me? But anybody got any last questions before I get up out of here, man? Any last questions? It could be life-related, boxing-related, whatever the case is, man. Let me know what it is. Bellaface said new setup. Yup. Shout out to my boy Jorge for getting me right. You feel me? But of course, eventually we're gonna build our own studio at Pivot Boxing Academy. But for now, this will do. For sure. Bella say, yo, y'all talked to Miguel for like 4 hours. Well, that won't be happening again. So, that's a wrap. Moving forward, we not bringing no extra motherfuckers to the live. We just gonna bring people on that we fuck with, and that's it. Like, unless you invited onto the panel, niggas not getting on the panel. Shout out to my boy Dust for look at my boy Dust referring me to the new up and coming people, to the possible members of the channel. I appreciate that, man. You're doing something right when people speaking on your name positively. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't nobody give a fuck about what Miguel be talking about. He's a clown. He too old to be eating dick like how he be doing. with no license. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and show love as always. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'll be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We went into the 3,300 mark. About to hit that 3,400 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Until then, you know what I mean? I'll be back at y'all with another live 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So continue cooking up on what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.